Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell, For those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always, double salute. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about the best business credit cards if you don't have business credit, because there's many businesses out there that don't know nothing about business credit. They never heard about it. Many of them don't know how to get business credit cards. They think they can't qualify for business credit cards because they have shaky credit and stuff like that. Well, we're going to actually talk about some of the possible best business credit cards you can get if you don't have business credit and you have shaky personal credit. Now, that being said, these here cards, they don't care if you don't have a DUNS number or you don't have net 30s or a paydex score. They're not looking at that. These companies, most of these companies, they're focused on what's going on with the business. What's the activity of the business? Are you generating revenue? Are you able to pay your bills? This is what these lenders are looking at. Do you have money in reserves in your savings account? These are the things that they're looking for to see how they can actually give you business credit, even if you don't have business credit or you have challenging personal credit. That being said, one of the things I always tell you guys, because I know a lot of you guys out there that may be using community banks or you may be using credit unions, but one of the things about it where most people miss the mark is because they don't have access to one of the major banks, or they never thought about leveraging one of the major banks. So the reason you want to do that, because if you use one of the major banks, especially these here banks here, is they're going to help you build up your business credit profile much faster. Also, especially if you're looking for funding, and that's what most people are looking for. They're looking for funding to help keep their business going, help keep their business afloat. So in order for you to do that and to build business credit the right way, then you should incorporate one of these financial institutions. It's totally up to you, but if I were you, I would definitely do that. Now, that being said, another key thing about building business credit is your business bank rating. Okay, and I'm gonna have to go more in detail about it because it's so important, and a lot of people again miss the mark on that and miss out on opportunity more funding because they don't have a business bank rating, or if they have a business bank rating, it's very low and they never heard of it anyway, right? So that being said, here's a key. If you open up a business bank account with one of these major lending institutions here, then what you want to do is make sure that you always either have weekly or daily deposits. So again, if you're doing side hustles like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, or if you work in a regular 9 to 5 while you're trying to build your business, making sure that you take some money and always making regular deposits on a weekly or daily basis. This helps with your business bank rating, okay? Now, that being said, let's talk about some of these business credit cards that they don't care if you don't have business credit. They don't care if you don't have a DUNS number, but they do care if the business is generating revenue, okay? If you have challenging credit, then they definitely gonna take a look at that, okay? If you have challenging credit, that may not be their issue, okay? And so with Torgo, a lot of people are excited about this card because with this here card, it's a business card. Now, here's the thing about it. It's a charge card. Some say it may turn into a revolving, but most people, all they look at it as a charge card. So will it turn into a revolving account? I don't know, but I do know they do report to one of the major business credit bureaus, which is Dun & Bradstreet, okay? Now, you have to be in business for at least 6 months. You have to have at least 6 months of bank statements. All right, so your monthly revenue on this is about $5,000 a month. Okay, so if you're making at least $5,000 a month, this may be an account that you want to take a look at. All right. Another one is Wells Fargo Secured Business Credit Card. Now, understand it's secured, meaning that you have to put your money up front. But here's the situation. Even though you're putting your money up front, Wells Fargo, they report to the Small Business Financial Exchange, and that's major. And the reason it's major because with the SBA, like say that you're trying to get a loan from the SBA, they look at your Small Business Financial Exchange info, right? Also, Dun and Bradstreet picks up information from Small Business Financial Exchange. So Wells Fargo does not report to Small Business Financial Exchange, but Dun and Bradstreet picks that information up from Wells Fargo reports to Small Business Exchange, and Dun & Bradstreet picks that information up, okay? And the thing about it, building that internal relationship with Wells Fargo is definitely a good strategy, especially if you have challenging credit. Now, here's one, the Capital One Spark Classic Business Card. All you need is a 580 to qualify for this card. And there's plenty of people that are getting this business card. Here's another thing that I found out about this card. If you have a Capital One personal credit card that went bad, Capital One still may allow you to apply for this business credit card with your business. Okay? So that's one thing that I have discovered where people have went bad on the personal side, and Capital One still gave them this type of card. All right, but it has nothing to do with a Paydex score, net 30s, Dun & Bradstreet. Okay, it has nothing to do with your business credit file. Now, here's another card that I made a video about, Corpay. Okay, you can use it as startup, new business, or existing business. Now, the thing about it, you do have to have at least a 600 credit score, and they report to Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet. But here's the interesting thing about it. You don't have to have a business credit file. So, like I said, you can be a brand new business or a startup, and what they look for. Here's the thing about Corpay, and I did an extensive video. What they look for is if you have at least a 600 credit score, as well as how are your deposits. So if you have good deposits, 600 credit score, they're willing to work with you. All right. Now, you have another company. It's called Corpay Visa Fleet Card. And any small business, new startup can get this card. No personal guarantee. So for those of you that may have gotten this card, put a comment below. Let me know. Do you like this card? Was it a challenge getting it? Or were they transparent in terms of helping you get the card? Let me know in the comments section. Now, let's talk about Divi as a business line of credit, right? And again, this is where people fall asleep, because if their personal credit will not allow them to get this here card, this line of credit, most people will walk away. And I continue to tell people, do not walk away from this company. The reason is, again, because they report to the Small Business Financial Exchange as well as Dun & Bradstreet. Okay? Now, here's the interesting thing about it. With their credit builder program, if you get denied, they offer a credit builder program, but it still reports. So, yes, it's a secured account, but it still reports, and that's all you want. You want to be able to have accounts that are reporting to the major credit bureaus so that you can build up a thick enough file so that you can get business credit funding. And again, it's not about the net 30s. It's not about a DUNS number. It's not about a Paydex score. Like I said, many of you guys out there that's just started your business, or you don't know nothing about business credit, this is something that you all should just follow all of my steps as I tell you, hey, these are the accounts you should start with. Now, I know in some of my videos, I do talk about net 30s, but it's a reason that I talk about certain net 30s. If you're going to build up your business credit file, I would suggest maybe about 4, maybe 5 max net 30 accounts. But there are certain net 30 accounts in which I'll have to talk about in a separate video. But those accounts, because they report to the major business credit bureaus. So that's the only reason that I would encourage you to get those, because it helps thicken up your business credit file because you want to get access to more funding. Now, here's another one, Capital One Tap. Again, they're not looking at what your business credit file is. They're looking at the activity on the bank account. You know, if you have revenue, if you have qualifying revenue, they want a minimum of $30,000, and you can be in business for less than a year. But one of the things that I would definitely tell you is that when you're approved for this card, again, this is what happens to a lot of people, is that they show their bank statement, but then Capital One Tap says, well, we need to see invoices. And a lot of people don't have those invoices. So you have to be very careful with these type of companies, especially if you're the one that's actually funding your business. You have to be very careful in terms of when you're applying for these cards, because you want to make sure that you're as transparent with your business as possible, so that way you don't lose that line of credit, especially if it's going to help you build up your business credit profile, okay? Now, if I explain this and you really appreciate the information, there's a thanks button. I really appreciate it. For those of you that really benefit from my information, I do appreciate the support. Again, if you just find my YouTube channel, please subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you for the support.